Hi, I'm Justine Allen with 10 at the Top. One of the ways that 10 at the Top supports the local communities in the upstate is through our Senior Issues group. Today we are lucky to have Vee Daniel here from the Better Business Bureau of the Upstate. Welcome, Vee.
Well, thank you, Justine. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Vee is also a sponsor of our Senior Issues group, so we really appreciate that. And she's on the steering committee. So what we'd like to do today is talk a little about the Better Business Bureau of the Upstate and how it serves seniors in the area. So tell us a little about that, Vee.
The Better Business Bureau actually has a education foundation, and in the education foundation, there's 4 programs. And one of the programs that we offer is our Savvy Senior program, which is very near and dear to my heart. It's actually where we go in and provide scam presentations to seniors. And our hopes are that it's an hour-long presentation, and our hopes are at the end that they get enough tips that they would not fall victim to a scammer.
Oh, that sounds really good. I mean, I think that people of any age are concerned that they're going to get ripped off by something, and it's very sensitive, especially when it comes to your finances. So how do those work when do you go into a churches, senior centers?
Yeah, we go into senior centers all across the upstate, and we go into churches, have a lot of churches that actually call us because a lot of churches have senior groups. And where we've actually gone into a knitting group, which is a senior knitting group. So if you have a group that's 15 or more, then we'll come and do a presentation.
That's great. So you can knit and also learn.
Right.
What types of topics would you cover in those?
We would cover whatever the latest scam is. Like currently right now we have the coronavirus. So we would definitely talk about the coronavirus in our presentation. But we have scams, all different kind of scams, and mostly senior knows about a lot of these, but our grandparent scam, we have phishing email scams, Medicare, Medicaid scams, identity theft, prevention and recovery scams, credit report scams, cybersecurity, shopping, contracts, utilities is a big scam that goes around with seniors because the scammer threatens to act like they're from a representative from the utility company, and then they threaten to turn off their utility or their electric if they're not going to pay them. So so those are a lot of the ones that we cover. We have another one, excuse me, let me add this one in. We have like Microsoft scams where, they call and they personate themselves as a Microsoft representative, but what they're trying to do is gain access into your computer.
Oh, that's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard, especially when you're trying to figure out how to use the computer and then to have it taken over. And it's difficult to tell, I find sometimes too, especially as we're moving quickly through life, what is a scam and what's not. You see a word and then you assume, oh, that's from someone in my organization. And then you have to read a little bit more and just make sure not to click.
Right, yes. It's the one that's really sad to us is like the romance scam, because a lot of seniors are very savvy and they're actually on Facebook, and then they put that they're a widower on there as like, what their status is. And then next thing you know, they have these men popping up and asking them to be friends. And then they talk about, then they end up trying to get them to, befriend them and talk to them, and they try to romance them. And basically the end goal is to either get personal information from them or try to steal their life savings.
It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But you mentioned there were 4 things that the foundation does?
Yeah, we do it's ethics and action program where we actually go into the schools and we teach ethics curriculum. We have an everyday ethics. We have an online security cyberbullying curriculum, and we have actually a financial piece. It's called On My Own Now What, where the students in high school actually do a budget and they team up together, and we try to make it really fun and interactive. So, you know, ethics can be kind of boring sometimes, and we try to make it fun for the students. We have a student of integrity program where we award scholarships. And just so if the listeners know, we cover all 10 counties, just like 10 at the top. So any high school in the upstate can apply. They can actually, the guidance counselor can send one student, and they can decide that how they want to decide that in the school. And we give out 6 scholarships every year. So they apply, they do an essay, an integrity essay, and then they have to have a reference from their teachers. And there's a lot of, you know, information that we need before, you know, we pick the winners. But we have a panel of judges that made up of around 10 judges, and they're all educators. And they take 2 months out of their summer, and there's a algorithm in there, a spreadsheet that they do, and then we pick the winners, and then we actually award those in November at the Hilton. We make a big deal out of it.
That is so
nice. And the last but not least of the programs that we have is our Secure Your ID. Just like in the Savvy Senior, we talk about identity theft and how important it is to keep your personal information not in the hands of a scammer. And so we do 8 shred days a year. We do them in the spring and the fall, and we have them in Anderson. That's Anderson Mall. We have it at Heritage Park in Simpsonville, and then we have them at our office downtown Greenville. And we just added Spartanburg, which is Macedonian Missionary Church. So we have 4 in the spring and 4 in the fall.
So Vee, what specifically is Better Business Bureau of the Upstate doing regarding seniors and the coronavirus pandemic?
On the coronavirus pandemic, we are trying to get as much information as we can out to, especially when it comes to scams. And we have a scam alert that at the end, when you have our foundation email, that you can actually email your name and your email, and we can add you to that consumer email list. But we put out alerts all the time. We are constantly talking with the media about if they come to us with a specific scam that they're seeing. But I will tell you that even right now, we're still seeing where the mask and with the mask or that we have a lot of scammers that say that they have a cure for the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, there is no cure. And so if you have a caller call you or you receive an email, delete that email and hang up the phone. And mask, too, is there's, the N95 is the mask that they originally came out with that said that was actually a recommended mask. Not all, if you go to the CDC website, they have information on there about what kind of mask that you should wear. And scammers are seeing that as as a way to scam you and to, call and email and say they have these logos. But what I say with that is, when in doubt, check it out. So if you have a business that's calling you or emailing you, call the BBB and just say, is this a legitimate business? Because they're trying to sell us masks. But get as much information as you can while you have them on the phone. And what we realize when you're talking to scammers, that if you start asking questions, they hang up the phone.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, that is great advice. Let's put up, tell us about the best way to get in touch with Better Business Bureau to get some more information.
Yes, our phone number is 864-242-5052. And you can email us at foundation@upstatesc.bbb.org. You can actually go to our website at upstatesc.bbb.org for any of the information. If you wanted some COVID-19 resources, there's a graphic down on our homepage that you just click, and it'll give you all the information that you need. But if there's something that you can't find, just give us a call. We would be happy to help you. We are, for any of the consumers in the upstate and businesses in the upstate, we are your BDB. We are located downtown in Greenville, but we cover, like I mentioned earlier, all 10 counties. And we're more than either able to help you or assist you with someone that can.
Great. Thank you so much, Vee. It's Vee Daniel with Better Business Bureau of the Upstate. Thank you for joining us today and everything you do out in the top 10 counties of the upstate.
Well, I so enjoyed it, Justine, and thank you so much for having me today.
You're very welcome.